Crypto Frog. Welcome, welcome. To another stream. Oh, Frog, why do you always stream at a time that's inconvenient to me? Yes, I should make my plans around yours. Welcome to another stream. Crypto Frog in the area. We're going to talk about Tether. Gucci it up. Click like for the algorithm. I did 2 streams in a row the other day, so I thought I'd take the day off the other day. So I'm back. Welcome. If you're not a subscriber, click subscribe. Disclaimer, these are just my opinions and shit. And it's the crypto way. You can follow me on Twitter, CryptoFrog202, if you really want. Let's do a price check. Price of one Woo, 61 cents. One Bitcoin, 32.4k. One Ethereum, 1.8k. Ethereum, what are you doing to me? But this is the coin in question I'm going to talk about today, Tether. So Tether was established like 8 years ago. It went under the name Real Coin back then, but now it's known as Tether. So it's one of the oldest stable coins around. You may know it better by its ticker, USDT. And it's pretty sketchy. Allegedly. Well, I don't necessarily think I have to say allegedly anymore. Definitely is a bit sketchy. But I think it's like a ticking time bomb for crypto in a way. Fuck. If Tether falls to bits, holy fuck, dudes, we are entering darkness. So let's just go on to its. Let's talk a bit about its strengths, if you will. So obviously it has liquidity up the ass, almost complete and utter market dominance. Not lesser, but other stablecoins being USDC and DAI, but Tether is by far and away the biggest. It's paired with on pretty much every single exchange, and now it's on Coinbase. I think it has like around 70% dominance. I'm not entirely sure, but it does have a good track record of hanging on to the old Pegarino. So that's why people, in quotation marks, trust it. So if Tether went to shit and it's on pretty much every cryptocurrency exchange in the world, then it'd be pretty bad. Let's talk about some of the weaknesses then. Of that, there are many. So it's very centralized. Team aren't the most trustworthy of people, let's say. Kind of goes against the ethos of crypto. It's just centralized around one firm and they have ties with Bitfinex. And essentially what they're asking us to do is trust that they're legit. And there's just one single point of failure. On top of that, recently it came out that they've been lying all along about their transparency update. Laughable. They always used to say that they were 100% backed by actual US dollars, but they had to change that. So they can say what they want, that they're transparent, but they're not at all. They've never been like properly audited. And it's been jumping around from one banking partner to the other, all in these sketchy jurisdictions and whatnot. So, I mean, I don't want to be fudding fucking crypto, but fuck. It's like we're walking on eggshells with this fucking piece of shit tethered round our ankles, so to speak. But why am I talking about this today? Well, it's kind of been in the news a little bit more. I noticed this the other day. Apparently Canada's done something. Particularly Ontario, Canada. And then this Federal Reserve official is talking about Tether all of a sudden. So Eric Rosengren, president of the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, listed Tether among the financial stability challenges the US central bank is watching. And you don't really want to be watched by the Fed. So 3 financial stability challenges he put: role of money market mutual funds, other potential cash management alternatives, new disruptors, for example Tether, and he named them by name. So it's okay for the Fed to print money out of thin air, but not apparently Tether, which it does. Because they had to come out and say, because the New York Attorney General was up their ass. All issued USDT are always 100% backed by Tether reserves, which include traditional currency and cash equivalents. So they changed their tune on the old backed 1-to-1 by dollar bills. And from time to time may include other assets and receivables from loans made by Tether to third parties. So kind of like IOUs, like Dumb and Dumber. I owe you a Lamborghini. That's why I put Lloyd Christmas in the thumbnail. It's pretty funny. So the Fed is watching them closely, and you don't really want to go up against the Fed. And I noticed this blog as well, that he reckons this Bernard Muller, it's a 14-minute read, so check it out. Just Google, is Tether a black swan? Hope not. Hope not. But he goes on about his basic opinion. But if a Tether-related crash happens, I do agree with him. That would be a black swan like fuck. Especially considering It's like a crypto market with everyone doing leverage and fucking all that shit. It's so... it would just be a tsunami. And who knows how long it would take to recover. Fuck. If ever. Fuck. So there's always been this kind of rumor mill running around. Tether FUD, you know. So all these legal issues they'd always have, the fake minting of USDT, all the fractional reserve shady shit they did and all that kind of shit. But despite that, it became the go-to stablecoin. It came to somewhat of a kind of okay deal with the New York Attorney General's office, apparently. They had to pay a fine and something like that. They reached a settlement anyway. But because of that, they were forced to release... this is it. They had to report their reserves and pay $18.5 million fine. This was published in February. So New York regulators are forcing Tether to be fully transparent about its reserves at the cost of not serving New York residents. Bitfinex and Tether, so they are essentially the same thing. If you go on the Tether Twitter, and you scroll down, you can see they retweet this guy, Paolo Ardonino. And if you hover over him, he's the CTO of Bitfinex and the CTO of Tether. It's quite the dual role he has there. And it's always funny when you when you click on a Tether tweet. Like, people post the funniest fucking shit on the... Floyd Mayweather sat with a bunch of toilet rolls. And this guy here saying, before explaining how your worldwide adoption is going, you should consider the amount of FUD recently surrounding your reputation and address those concerns once for all. Silence on the matter is unacceptable. Recently, it's been going on since 2017. Tetherino vaults, toilet paper safe. You can keep your toilet paper in there. You are Fed 2.0. Well done. Keep printing Tether like brr. Yep. But apparently, so they have when they had to release their statement of what they actually have. Do you have anything? Like, anything to back this shit up with? Do you have anything to back up this $662.7 billion with? And they were like, yeah. So apparently they told the judge or whatever, they have 76% of their reserves in cash and cash equivalents. The other 24% held in secured loans, bonds, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. So they were lying the whole time about the fact that they had 1-to-1 US dollars. That's a fact now. They have to admit that now. So they're being constantly proven to misrepresent their assets, and they're definitely walking a very thin line regulatory wise. But Tether seems to get a pass, you know. I don't know why, but as long as it keeps this crypto game going for a while, I mean, I dread to think what would happen if Tether went to shit. What would happen? Probably every single cryptocurrency would crash 95%. Everyone will be trying to get rid of their tether that essentially became worthless if some massive judgment came out, or if they got fucking raided or whatever. I was watching a video. This guy here, I talked about it briefly. It's a good channel. It's called CoffeeZilla, but he made a thing about exposing Tether, Bitcoin's biggest secret. He kind of does like covers scammers and stuff, but he's into cryptocurrency himself apparently. But he does a good job covering it, and there's sketchy ties with like Bitfinex. But even like probably, if you think about it, Binance and the big exchanges are probably the biggest holders of USDT. So if anything bad legally was to happen to Tether, that would probably bring down Binance and everything. Maybe a few would manage to get by, but the vast majority of exchanges I don't reckon would be able to handle such a massive jolt like that. Now, I don't want to say crypto would be like all over if Tether went to shit, but it would certainly be a bad time for a while. I'll have a look at the chat in a minute. But I want to get a... I haven't listened to this yet, but this is Sam FTX talking to CoinDesk TV. Why is he a billionaire and he seems to be living in like a hovel?
You saw the situation with iron and titanium, or Titan, whatever it's called, the stablecoin that went horribly wrong. And you guys are a huge platform for Tether.
Yeah, he must have, FTX must have like maybe even more Tether than Binance.
Tether isn't exactly backed by dollars the way titanium and iron weren't necessarily backed 100% by USDC. How concerned are you of this? And how...
By the way, this video came out like a day ago.
What kind of a situation do you have? What's the arrangement you have with Tether to have so much Tether on your exchange?
That's quite a leading question. He's probably like, fuck, dude. Look at his face. He's like, fuck. I would like to say I have nothing to do with Tether.
Yeah, so I'll give you answers. First answer is way less concerned. And, you know, again, I don't want to sort of like divide the world up into good and evil or anything like that. But I will say that, like, if you told me that one of Dai or Tether blew out their peg tomorrow, I would not hesitate in telling you it was absolutely Dai that did. Like 99%.
Wow. Well, I mean, Dai has had issues before maintaining the peg. But I think he's kind of dodging the question there. Because I think the interviewer was more like pushing for an answer of like, yo, what if Tether got the book thrown at them? And this Sam guy is like trying to dodge it. I mean, look, what kind of fucking hovel is he living in here?
And the reason is that, like, you know, when you compare, for instance, you know, commercial paper to Ethereum as an asset to back something that's supposed to have a fixed asset price of $1, like, high grade commercial paper is like pretty close to $1 as far as these things go, right? Like, if you want to try and tell me that, like, you think Tether's worth 99.8 cents instead of $1, go for it. I'm not going to try and argue with you on that one.
Whatever, dude. Anyway, I don't want a Tether to collapse or anything like that. What up? What up? What up? Right, I'm going to put the chat up and we can talk shit for a bit. So what do you all reckon? What do you all reckon? Greetings. Tether printer go brr, says Eduardo. Tether more solvent than our national currency. Tether is the best investment. Tether to the moon. Yeah. Tether when moon. I don't know. I'm still waiting on 100x on Tether. Tether has been manipulating Bitcoin for years. Absolutely true. Allegedly. Did you check Rye by Reflexer Finance? I think I looked into it. Jason Foster says it's basically a counterfeiting operation, if I understand it correctly. Well, it's very shady. I was reading that apparently they only have like 13 employees. So that means per employee. They have like per employee a higher like market cap of any company in the world. It's like 5 billion per employee. Freedom says everyone says it's sketchy, makes me think it's not. Well, I mean, you can say that, but then it is sketchy because for the longest time they said all their USDT was backed by dollar bills, yo, and then it turns out that it wasn't. Dan the XRP man says USDC is regulatory compliant, and one of the founders was Brian Brooks of the US Office of Comptroller of the Currency. And yeah, Eduardo says Tether is stepping on the government's monopoly, trying to sell drugs. That's their business. Yeah, definitely. Like that's probably why the Fed are like pissed off actually. But I looked at this in regards to USDC. There's a good tweet thread on it. DK Crypto 13. He said, let's put to rest the assertion that USDC is the new USDT and just as sketchy as Tether because the monthly attestations by a top auditor aren't full audits. This can all be wrong, but think for yourselves. And he says, for every month without fail, Grant Thornton. Oh, that name rings some bells. Cryptopia. If you don't know Cryptopia, well done. I made a video about Cryptopia ages ago. Check it out if you have time. I think I had a few shitcoins in there, but not very much. Just like a $50 worth or something like that. But some people are still hanging on to the hope that somehow they'll retrieve their crypto off Cryptopia. That was nothing compares to what a shitcoin casino Cryptopia was. Nothing. Every month without fail, Grant Thornton attests that the USD held by Circle Pay, which is USDC, match the token in circulation. This report is not, as with Tether, an irregular, unclear document. It's very clear. So he's basically bigging up USDC. I think would be good maybe if USDC, if they are as audited and on the up and up compared to USDC, it would be good if exchanges kind of shifted away. But at this point, it's so intertwined, USDT. Jason Foster, I think it's safe to say the Fed is behind Tether, or at least the people that run the Fed. I don't think so. Maybe. But, I mean, why would the Fed be bothered with, like, to them, $62.9 billion is chump change. That's what they enter into the computer when they're bored on a Sunday afternoon. John got dough. Tether got a Twitter icon before ETH. It's got to be legit, right? Tether paid a fine. I call. The weatherman says Tether paid a fine. I call BS. They're working with the Fed. Bitcoin is their new beach ball. Damn, why is the audio so clear? I think I'm just sat closer to the mic today. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe just maybe Seamus came back, my PA. Tether paid off the XRP man, saying this is what his opinion is. Tether paid off the NYAG. Fed is probably behind it. Would have already been shut down. I don't use it. The weatherman says DeFi gets rug pulled by the Fed. The whole of DeFi suffers impermanent loss. Oh, great year unfurled, save us from our fate. This estrogen lord is richer than you guys. Remember that. I presume you're talking about Sam. Like, Sam, oh god, it's such a cringe fest, bro. But it's all like FUD. But there's no denying that it is one of the biggest ticking time bombs in the whole of fucking crypto. And, I mean, for this Fed official to have personally singled out Tether as one of the financial stability challenges the Fed is watching by name. Let's see what this Bitcoin supporter says here. What's interesting is that all these Fed people are talking about stable coins. I reckon at some point the Fed is going to make its own stable coin. And then what happens to all the other stable coins? I mean, they are going to make a digital dollar at some point, right? I mean, China are going to make their digital yuan. Trying to, anyway. I think that's... The speculation is that's why they're kind of trying to clear out the crypto miners and all that, because they don't want them using Bitcoin. But all these central banks, I read that the Bank of Korea is also looking at issuing their own digital version as well. So lots of shit going on behind the scenes. Wirehead, I lost my fat ODN stack on Cryptopia, RIP. Oh, rest in pieces, sir. I mean, some of the pamps on that on Cryptopia were beyond legendary. Like, 100x on Cryptopia was like a disappointment. Normal person says regulators have failed to stop the biggest scams in history over and over again. I can't fathom why anyone thinks this time it will be different. Well, maybe if they've been backhanding people. I mean, it's obvious how the US and most other governments around the world act, and just greed. The greed of man. I'm not suggesting anyone has been paid off. anyway, I mean, the China FUD's one thing. The what other FUD have we had? All the different FUDs we get is all kind of like whatever. It comes and goes. But as the title of this stream suggests, Tether is the ticking time bomb. And Tether launched on Solana. So look at this tweet from May 24th. Tether has just surpassed a $60 billion market cap. Yes! In May 2020, Tether token's market cap was $8 billion. Now in a year, we've seen an increase of 581%, and demand for Tether token use higher than ever for both trading and retail adoption. So yeah, that looks sustainable, guys. Yeah, definitely. This guy, State Common, says Tether is controlling the price of Bitcoin. The connection between Bitcoin and therefore Tether and multiple public traded companies is growing. One day Tether will unwind. Businesses who are Bitcoin dependent or who use Bitcoin to an appreciable degree will be compromised. And then James P is like, man, what a lonely existence. But I think, and this guy, what does commercial papers mean? And yeah, making the connection. Made off with people's money. Bernie Madoff with their money. Is Tether really a scam? Who gave Tether the authority to act as central bank for cryptocurrencies? Yeah, so, I mean, it's... Cryptocurrency, is it... Fate is in Tether's hands, is in the hands of like 13 people in an office in... where are they based? Probably somewhere fucking away from the authorities about us. Probably far, far, far away. Yeah, these guys are like allegedly super sketchy. This guy, this CoffeeZilla, he delves more into their background. This J.L. van der Velde and Giancarlo Di Fancini. I mean, wouldn't you trust a guy like that? Isn't that just a face you can trust? And Stuart Hogner doesn't actually say where their office is, though. How do I know my Tether tokens are secure? Tether is built on top of the revolutionary and cryptographically secure open blockchain technologies and adheres to strict security and global government laws and regulations. All Tether tokens are backed one-to-one with matching fiat currency and are backed 100% by Tether's reserves. As a fully transparent company, we publish a daily report of our bank balances and the value of our reserves. Let's see transparency here. All right, so this is as of now. I mean, we just have to trust that this is the case. I assume. I mean, it's fair enough. You can put any I could put $100 trillion. I have $100 trillion and make my own stable coin. I don't know. It just kind of sketches me out, bros. Tether blowing up would be a generational buying opportunity, though I don't think it would end the space. Oh, of course it would be a generational buying opportunity, but what would you buy it with? What would you buy it with? I suppose they got those Bitcoin ATMs, right? But yeah, SCC, Ripple case, that's still ongoing, right? Didn't they push that back? BTC dumping right now, is it? CoffeeZilla, he's the man, great channel, yeah. I highly recommend you check him out and subscribe to him. Once again, CoffeeZilla. He's got a bunch of subscribers, but yeah, he's a good channel. Oh my god, dudes. Always dumping on the weekends. Always dumping, always dumping, always dumping, always dumping on the weekends. Pete G says, so just as one buys gold with crappy fiat, one buys BTC with crappy USDT, people prefer to put their savings into the harder money as a bigger long-term store of value. I like gold. I'm not going to lie. I like gold, silver, all the precious metals. Maybe this stream about Tether being a ticking time bomb for crypto is making Bitcoin dump. Maybe I should turn it off immediately. Oh, dudes, come on now. If you have powder dry, what price are you buying back into Bitcoin? Just put a number on the screen and I'll assume it's K. I don't know about Wyckoff Spring. At what point are we throwing the kitchen sink at Bitcoin? 26, 15 to 18. Ouch, ouch, ouch. 29. Oh, man. I just think 28. I'm just going to take the average of what you all say and then I'll throw the kitchen sink in at that price. I think now the average is probably like 25. Oh god, it's so gross thinking. Crypto Cutter thinks 15 to 18. I mean, that would just be disastrous, yo. Oh my god. The SEC is on trial now. Can't wait to see what happens next. 18. People really think it's going to go below 20,000, huh? Shit. I can't get my head around just doesn't make sense to me. How all these central banks are just printing money out of their ass. Monopoly money. And Bitcoin is fucking dumping. I think if it went below 20, then it would like, there'd be a fucking enormous wick. They'd probably take it to like 12 before it bounced back. Yeah, I'm just holding what I'm holding. I don't give no shits. Below 20 would be brutal. Yeah, below 20 would be fucking brutal. Ugh. Commander Corn says anything less than 20 is sink. Buying here though, people won't get under 28 in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to set your buy orders too low. And plus, then there's like opportunity cost too. What are you going to do? Just sat there waiting, hoping for a giga wick down to 18k. When it starts pumping again, when it hits like 28k or whatever. Fuck that. Yeah, I think normal person says I think 18 would be a wick, yeah. Well, I just think there'd just be panic stations if the minute it dropped under... I mean, it's going to be... if it goes under 30, it's going to be interesting to see the market reaction then. If it goes below 25, then it's going to be interesting to see the market reaction then. Ugh. But then if it goes below 20, that would be the real test. Because that was, I think around 20 was the previous all-time high. Let's have a look here. Yeah, the previous all-time high, like the first like bull run was 20k. I can't see it going lower than the previous all-time high, considering it went over $60,000 and the economy is being held up with fucking 10 matchsticks right now. As always, quality stream, matey. Thank you very much. The bearish euphoria too strong. Tony's holding shib. The optics would be horrible if we got too low. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you think it's bad now. Shit. What is going on? Ethereum under 1800. Everything's... it's just a sea of grossness, yo. But if there's one positive is Dogecoin. But the thing that pissed me off is when it kind of semi-bounced the other day, Dogecoin was the one that pumped the most. But maybe I'll get a chance to buy sub $10 Chainlink, which would be pretty good. Like, what altcoin would you be most excited to buy if it like gigadamps everything? Eduardo says I DCA'd into 100x short on ETH. Oh my god, dude. Thoughts on Michael Burry? He thinks Bitcoin is done. I'm holding strong. Let's have a look. Probably. Because Omi is just 3-3, baby. I'm so balls deep in Olympus. I fucking love it. Woo, definitely. All I'm doing with Woo now is just staking it. I'm not touching it. I don't want to lose my tier, yo. And Glitch, to be honest. Noia, Link, QNT. Oh, Quant's been on an epic run, no? Fucking Woo's gone under 60 cents. God dang it. It's crazy. I made a video on Quant when it was literally God knows how much. Like probably less than a dollar. And it almost hit $100. I saw a tweet actually. Someone said quant is like has the utility of Ethereum and the finite supply of Bitcoin. QNT got listed on Coinbase, didn't it? Why does Coinbase have so much sway, man? I get it. It's got the volume. But why do people trade on that fucking shit exchange? I remember putting some money into it one time, and it was just like... They wouldn't let me move my money for like a week or something. I said, I'm never, ever, 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 ever. Plus, I had to jump through like hoops. Know your customer. Before, like, know your customer was a thing too. It's just like it's Coinbase is like the boomer zone. That's where all the boomers hang out and buy Bitcoin. Sushi Swag, guys, Bitcoin goes down, alts follow. Well, alts not just follow, they follow and then follow through. Like sharting, like a shart. If you don't know what a shart is, it's like a fart, but you shit yourself when you fart. It's called a shart. Yeah, major discount on alts, maybe, apart from Olympus. Because OM 3 3s, we've got diamond hands, yo. Price is actually going up. Just fucking flat ledges. No financial advice, do your own research. Alright guys, I'm going to have to clock out. The junior frogs are going to be back soon. Subscribe if you haven't, please. Thank you. One day I'll have 10,000 subscribers. Hopefully I'll get to 10,000 subscribers before Bitcoin dumps to $10,000. Shit. Thumbs up for the algorithm. She insists. And disclaimer, no financial advice. And Tether, if you're listening, these are just my personal opinions, yo. I'm just putting my Panerai watch on. Automatic. Always take profits. Now, I always say that's not financial advice, but... Not financial advice, always take profits. Not financial advice, always take profits. When frog subscriber moon? Honestly, I don't know. I think I'm gonna crab around at the same level. Like, well, holy fuck, dude. Tether has gone pretty far off his peg. It's very rare that you see it like a whole cent under its peg. Maybe some shit's going down. That is very rare. I mean, USDC's holding its peg nicely. I've never seen that before. Well, I don't pay that much attention to it, but... Maybe secretly a lot more people watch this stream than YouTube is telling me. Alright guys, much respect. I appreciate you tuning in. Have a good one. Until the next stream. I'll make the next stream more positive one in it. If I can. Alright, peace out.